Ruben and Luis Fernandez along the back line. Alvarez, Colsa, Vitolo, Felipe Melo, and Munitis providing for the giant out of Red Star Nikola Zigic. Meanwhile, Rijkaard counters with Victor Valdez, Zambrota, Pujol, Marquez, and Silvinho. Xavi, Edmilson, Deco, Messi with Ronaldinho and Eto'o. Phil Shane, Ray Hudson with you, and the work cut out for Racing Santander.
I'll say La Liga and European champions Barcelona take their magic show on the road for this visit to the beautiful town of Santander. The Barca got to be confident of extending their impressive form this season, Phil. The Racing coach, Miguel Angel Portugal, has promised his team will attack the Catalan glamour boys from the first whistle. You think
And
that's
here
a smart
they come.
move?
Santander right down the middle. Munitis lowers his head. Cleared away. Well, just like that, Osasuna has already scored against Nastic. Valdez coming out to try and stop the Racing charge is already hurt.
As I said, they promised they're not going to be intimidated by big Barcelona. Not going to let them come in and bully them, but his team have been scintillating. Wonderful, wonderful man manager, Frank Rijkaard. Good tactician, great motivator, but knows players, knows the way they tick, how they sleep, what they think, and he's got the perfect balance. Done an unbelievable job, Frank Rijkaard. Cannot be overstated how he's balanced this fantastic club out.
Jorquera already warming up on the sideline just in case, but Valdez appears to be okay. Interesting controversy, if you wish, circling around this game a touch. And the fact that it was originally scheduled to have been played yesterday, but for TV and league reasons, they moved it to Sunday. That still was not determined officially until just a couple of days ago.
Yeah. Giovanni Van Bronckhorst and Zambrota had the funniest statements, saying they weren't sure when the hell the game was going to be. Never known anything like it. Coming into Wednesday, you still didn't know which day they were going to be leaving to play. Pretty astounding, but it was dictated, of course, by the Audiovisual Sport, who owns the television rights in the Professional Football League. So
Down
the big boys tell you when to play.
Crossed in Zambrota, grabbed by Tonio. Now, obviously, it's great to be able to watch this, but if you're Miguel Angel Portugal, I think you'd rather be playing a Barcelona that's still a little tired from running around the field with Levski Sofia.
Sure.
Instead, they get the extra day of rest and more chance to read the papers after that 5-0 demolishing of the Bulgarian side. Offside, the call.
100% start to the league for Barcelona. Of course, they lost the Super Cup, but that didn't seem to affect their league performance or their European performance. They have been pretty much indomitable. Red hot favourites here today, obviously. Take a look at the striker that they've got up front for them, Racing, the big Zigic. Just an inch less than big Crouch in England.
About 6'8", 200 pounds.
6'8". What a beanpole. But a good player, Phil. He's not all height. Got good technique, as we'll see later on, I'm sure. Real handful.
Down the line in Silvinho. Zijic checking in after success in Belgrade. Bending ball. Back post. What a stop by Tonio.
Fabulous effort here by Ronaldinho. Not a hopeful ball in. Not a hit and hope at all. Full of malicious intent to get through Racing Santander's defense there. Zigic winning that one.
On to Munitis, the biggest to the smallest. Hard challenge, Alvarez down. Foul against Barcelona. Esmilson pleading for a throw. There's the man who stepped in to replace Juan Ramon Lopez Caro twice in the last few months. Once was to take over Real Madrid's B squad when Lopez took over at Real Madrid's senior side. After the season when they brought back Capello, Lopez actually taking over Santander for a couple of weeks before deciding to move on to Levante. And they bring up Portugal, who follows him again. Near post touched, almost in. Valdez getting fortunate, a whistle blows, and a foul called after the fact, but Oriol flying in, and on a first-time touch, almost put Santander on the board.
This is a good save by Valdez. Let's have a look. It's a lovely touch. Oh, it hits the post. I thought Valdez had got a hand or fist to it, but it's certainly the goalkeeper's friend. It comes to the rescue with Valdez. Credit him, though. He really sprung across his goal.
There's Zigic to the flank, and Alvarez. Muniz leaves it.
Beautiful touch by Oriol. Nearly
Zigic, the target.
catching Valdez out there, Phil.
Santander falling at home in the opener here at El Sardinero, 1-0 to Atletico. Then went on the road to Getafe and also fell 1-0. Not only are they waiting for their first points of the season, they're waiting for their first goal. And hoping in his debut that Zigic can provide it. Some whistles from the stands here. The Racing side wants to see a little bit more rather than Barcelona passing it around in their own end. Nice back heel. Jorginho and Eto. Deco leaves. Rafa Marquez. Zambrotta, Marquez, Pujol, and Silvinho, the back four for Barcelona. Edmilson backing up Xavi and Deco. Messi, who has yet to see a touch, teamed up with Ronaldinho behind Eto. You see. Good look at Esquero on the left and Oleguer on the right. Both could see action. Ball blasted in. Benitez unable to find an end. The one thing that Rijkaard did, he only basically had 3 pickups in the offseason. But he definitely shored things up with Zambrotta and Thuram. And then bringing up Gudjonsson to basically fill Henrik Larsson's shoes.
Just going to say 2 great signings there. 3 absolutely immaculate signings. Gudjonsson coming in. Especially
nice move, Silvinho.
But Lilian Thuram as well. I mean, he's picked the right people. He's got a wonderful way of handling all the big egos, Rijkaard. He's got 2 players battling for every spot, and he's got a very, very steady ship.
Ronaldinho. Deco. Xavi sweeps it back. Marquez tries to thread it through, but can't. Good ball to the flank. Zigic. 45 goals in 86 games with Red Star. That's not really his game. Muniz trying to give and go.
A lively performance to start the game off, bringing the crowd well into the game. It'll be interesting watching Marquez against Zigic in this, as this battle unfolds. 2 real rock-hard footballers.
Barcelona trying to go back top of the table. Benitez heads it clear. Zambrotta did not play in the Champions League game against Levski midweek. And Thuram not playing today against Santander. Dangerous play. Zambrotta saying doesn't have a problem shuttling in and out. They knew what they were coming in for. He knew that they had Belletti, and Thuram knew there was Marquez and Pujol. They're just here to win a championship.
Right, such testament to Frank Rijkaard as well. The Dutchman's got such a sweet nature about him. He's as straight as an arrow with his players in the locker room, but he's got just a wonderful temperament about him that balances these players out and has them all working hard for the cause of the club's colours. A real team.
They've still had a few problems, though. You mentioned the Spanish Super Cup with the game against Espanyol. Then out of the gate defensively, they did win against Celta, but gave up a couple of goals. Victor Valdez has been beaten with Marquez, Puyol, and Thuram in front of him, but recently, Osasuna last time out 3-0 and 5-0 against Levski Sofia. Seems as though they've resolved those problems on the defensive side.
You go back to 2003, 2004, Phil. This was a fixture where Barcelona came in and got spanked 3-0, and really that started to get a lot of loose tongues talking about replacing Frank Rijkaard. Those days seem a long time ago now.
Coming back, Zigic. Ball still loose in the midfield. Melo touches.
Nice.
Alvarez.
Again.
Melo back out to the flank. Benitez. Second crack at the apple, trying to loft it up there for the Giant, but unable to get it over Puyol. Another boot up in the air, and dangerous play called again against Edmilson.
Little harshness?
No.
I think so.
Slip out your dentures when you say that.
That's a free ball.
Colsa returning to Racing after some time with Atletico Madrid, providing a touch of a spark. In fact, 25 transfers by Racing in the offseason. That's almost like you pick up a guy and you change your mind a week later, so you send him somewhere else. Colsa pretty good on the boot, but a little surprised that Melo's not taking it. He is there. Striding in Melo, he will. He'll put it off the post. Second time today in the first 12 minutes that Racing has been denied by the woodwork.
Nearly a carbon copy of the Rias goal for Real Madrid today. Earlier on here on Go TV, Melo steps into it and absolutely gets everything right. Other than a millimetre away that would have taken it into the back of the net. Valdez did well to cover the ground. It was beautifully struck. Very unlucky, Racing and Melo.
Ronaldinho, Chesson, Silvinho.
As you said, Phil, it's the same post as well. Valdez has got to kiss that.
Almost the same brush stroke. Messi into the center. Deco. And Silvio Mendes with a rare mistake. Give him credit. It looks like Valdez might have had it covered.
I said that before when the last one hit the post. I really do. You got to credit the goalkeeper because the ball comes off inside of the post, and Valdez had done all of the fundamental work to shift his quick feet across the line to cover that possibility. So it wasn't a save, but you still got to give the goalkeeper credit.
A little pull down. Foul goes against the home side. Carlos Velasco, the man with the whistle from Madrid, which, should any calls go against Barcelona, will automatically become very important.
Well, Barcelona under this referee have won 3 times and lost once, so he's been a lucky ref for them. Nice football this, and again. Oh,
is it a handball?
Sure.
And it's going to be a card. Ruben.
No argument from big Ruben. Stepped in, he knew he was done. Clever interplay by Barcelona. Lovely sweet touch by Samuel Eto'o. the ball's just going to beat him. Certainly handball. And I tell you what, he probably did the wise thing, not the right thing or the correct thing, but he's probably saved a great scoring opportunity for his goalkeeper, and yet he hands a big shotgun to that man.
Ruben standing now in the center of the wall.
Surely too far. Not for this guy. I'm talking to myself. Look out.
The wall is set.
Top left-hand corner.
Messi there for the rebound.
Aye, aye.
But over the bar it goes.
Took a deflection off of the wall, I believe. Yep.
First corner of the game.
Dynamic of that ball as it left Robinho's foot. It could have been headed in, certainly towards the target.
Brought down nicely, but cleared away. Zambrotta all the way back to Valdez. Take a look, possession heavily in favor of the champs, but the best chances on goal. Funny old game. Xavi playing a little deeper than normal. Eto'o, speaking of deep. Messi stripped away. There was some thought that he would not play here today.
A good ball. And
From
again.
The flank, Fernandez keeping it alive. The shot on target, but Valdez is there. Racing from Melo with a third crack at the apple.
A real crack. Tremendous cracker jack of a shot this. Good football, good approach play. Plays it off nicely. Looked at that for perfect placement by Valdez. Is that luck?
And that's Zigic also. Again, when you're 6'8", looked on that play like about 6 feet of it was legs as he kept the ball alive. Eto'o. Ronaldinho has Silvinho if he wants him. Messi. Eto'o slips through the fingers of Tonio, and a goal in the 18th minute for Barcelona that appears out of nowhere.
I tell you what, Eto'o has started this game absolutely perfectly. This is a big, massive cherry on the cake, but that man right there has not put a foot wrong since the first whistle went. He has been absolutely spectacular in joining in his teammates, linking his play up. He's been fluid, he's been industrious, and he absolutely blisters this one. Takes a wicked hop just in front of the goalkeeper, but you've got to think that the goalkeeper's got to do better than this. It's a long way out, beautifully supplied by Messi to Howitzer. Got to look at the goalkeeper, Tonio, a little bit. He knows it. He tried to scoop it up, Phil. It seemed to just worm its way underneath his hands, but you know, you got to have your body right. Valdez has done everything right at the far side, and he hasn't had to make a save. And yet this man has a great angle at it. He sees it coming at him from a long way out. It's beautifully struck, but it's right at the goalkeeper. Tonio's got to save that one.
It is knuckling, and it was dropping. That's why they say a lot of times it's so good to have that ball to bounce just in front. That one didn't. It basically would have dropped right at him.
Yeah. I'm not saying it was not an easy shot to handle, but you know, professionally, he's got to do better than that. No.
But again, Eto'o asking questions, and he likes the answer. So the goal in the 18th minute is 4th of the championship. And for the 3rd time in 3 games this season, Racing Santander finds themselves looking up at a 1-0 scoreline.
Very patient start to it, very confident start by Barcelona in comparison to a team that we just came away from, Real Madrid, who were stuttering and a little bit labouring, finding each other. This team's come out away from home in a very, very atmospheric little stadium, the crowd right on top of them, up against good energy in Racing Santander's vibrant players, and they've controlled the game. They've taken the sting out of the ball, passed it around nicely, found each other. And Eto'o is such a danger man, but he worked his way into the game. Really, I was just about to say the one shining light for me is that Eto'o he seemed to be dropping a lot deeper than usual as well, Phil. We know he always likes to break out to the left side for Barcelona. He's got that freedom under Rijkaard. But that was a dagger man's hit, that one.
Pujol, Xavi, Marquez, Deco coming back.
One of the rather more surprising inclusions in the Barcelona lineup is Messi. Rijkaard had been saying he really wants to nurse Messi along this early part of this season and give him a good chance to get over the exertions of the World Cup. Even though he hardly played in the World Cup, just that's the way Rijkaard nurses his players.
Out to the flank, deflected away. Ruben, the former Real Madrid youth player, cutting across and taking it away from Zambrotta, but unable to keep it in play. They'll play the short corner quickly. Whistle. 2 balls on the pitch. Stadium built in 1988. Only holds a little over 22,000. Cleared away. But not a bad seat in the house, especially with Barcelona in town.
I think there's 25,000 that's shoehorned into this place. They've got them sat down the aisles upstairs.
About 112 yards long, 75 wide, and the grass in perfect condition. And again, should Racing go on to lose this game, especially should they end up being in the relegation zone again by a point or two, there's going to be a lot of questions about the fact they were practically forced to play this game a day later than it was scheduled.
Another look at it, you see it takes a little deflection as well on its way in, but it doesn't deviate too much.
They could have played this game a month of Wednesdays from now. That still would have been a goal, the way that Tonio played it. Racing Santander, around since 1902 in one form or another, before finally setting camp in 1913. And some 14 years after Barcelona started playing. Big club, small club, and we talked about 22, 23,000. Heck, give them the 25. You're talking about a club in Barcelona that has a stadium of near 90 or near 100,000. And this is a game that if Barcelona wants to defend its crown, they have to win, home or away. Ball switched to the near side. Silvinho. You can see a few hints of sunshine settling in the stands behind the far goal. Deco, Eto'o, Ronaldinho now on the right. Xavi, Silvinho. Nice.
Very well done.
Good work by the former gunner, Eto'o. Messi. Zambrotta back for the Argentine Wunderkind. Messi again. Oh. Ronaldinho. Oh, Eto. That's why they tell you to keep on running.
Well,
especially on a team like this.
Virtuoso football. All considerate passes amongst his team. Rijkaard's got to love that. Sees them do it in practice and convert it into the real-time game. This is the ball. It's just a couple of inches away from the final passing piece of a beautifully orchestrated move by Barcelona.
Munitis has Alvarez. Keep an eye on big Zigic. And again, a poor cross.
Yep. You've got a big lighthouse like Zigic. It's really, there's very little excuse for hitting a ball like that, so shallow.
Yellow card. Second of the game against Racing. This one against Alvarez.
You're talking about the big boys of Barcelona against a relatively small club like Racing Santander, Phil, but the 38 games played between these two teams, surprisingly, Racing have won more than Barcelona. Racing have won 13, Barcelona have won 11, 14 draws. That's
Juanjo
pretty amazing.
loosening up.
What a ball.
Oh,
unlucky.
Ronaldinho pleading dangerous play the other way. Yeah, take a look. Ronaldinho, Messi, Xavi, Deco. Those are four playmakers that any good club in Europe would die to have, and Barcelona has all four of them on the field.
Absolutely. I mean, players like that, you know, they don't play with two holding midfield players this side, even away from home. They've got Marquez and Puyol at the back. Frank Rijkaard trusts them. The great addition of Zambrotta, of course, and Valdez in goal. They defend as a team rather than as individuals. And there's no need to defend when you keep possession of the ball as beautifully as this team does.
Xavi.
It's a huge part of their modus operandi, which created them as champions of Europe, the way they possess the ball.
You can also see there the way they've played that ball out of the back. Get to it in a moment.
Beautiful.
Ronaldinho to Silvinho, and he got a little greedy. Colsa can't hold. Deco.
The industry that's going in behind all of this beautiful, pretty football that we're watching. Look at the movement off of the ball. Look at the way the clockwork orange moves of Frank Rijkaard's team. This is as close as pure football, total football as you've seen in the modern era, really.
Oh, my goodness.
And again.
Well, again, this is a team that goes back with success to the early part of the last century, but they really hit the big time when Johan Cruyff came in.
Absolutely.
And they have continued to build on that legacy.
Johan Cruyff, one of the real true immortals of Barcelona. There are a few, but I would venture to state that there's nobody bigger than Johan Cruyff that's ever worn that shirt so beautifully. Managed it, of course, as well, as you say, Phil.
Brought down by Alvarez. Now again, keep an eye here. Puyol normally plays left defense. Rafa Marquez, when he's on the back line, on the right. Here's the talented Melo. But they're switching back and forth as Marquez keeping up with Zigic. So Puyol over on the right side now, and I think that's where Racing is trying to catch him wrong-footed.
There's that selfless teamwork again, running off of the ball. Great vision, considered passes, every one of them. And you just saw there Samuel Eto'o dropping 100 yards back to fight out for a throw-in.
Racing with a chance to tie it up here. But again, another poor cross. Colsa could not find the target. It's out for a Racing throw.
can just hear the coach of Racing at half-time now, can't you? Guys, we've got a 6'9" centre forward.
Here comes Barca again. Foul called, although Ruben says he got the ball. Eto reduced to the lowly level of commentator in the last World Cup. Cameroon did not qualify. Africa now asking for a 6th spot for the 2010 Cup. I have a feeling Cameroon will be back on the world stage by then. Will Eto? That's a question. Ronaldinho.
Oh, what's a ball.
Pujol. Deco.
Nice.
Eto.
Pretty again.
Ronaldinho.
Oh,
Eto.
beautiful,
Deco.
beautiful.
Deco. Thinking that he might catch Tonio leaning out.
Deco takes a nice speculative shot. Certainly seen him hit the back of the net with those efforts. Seemed to have Messi just lurking on that right side of the box. Would have preferred it to go into the young Argentine's feet. It's like an 11-pass move that just cut through Racing like a hot knife through the proverbial butter.
Here's Melo. Through ball off Zigic and Munitis. Zigic. Barcelona the other way. A half-hour played, less than 15 to go in half number 1.
Zigic's got to be a little bit frustrated there. The first time he gets a good scoring opportunity, it's triggered into his feet. Right on the edge of the box. A good run by the big man.
Ronaldinho obstructed, but no call. Melo stripped from behind by Messi. Foul called. Unofficially the 6th against Barcelona. That's a confident side.
Yeah, and they haven't been able to link their players up. Racing Santander to even cause any real problems other than the first couple of minutes now, have they? Just not finding Munitis and Zigic.
Messi. Ronaldinho. Zambrota. Edge-Mielson. Deco. Messi still. Benillos with a tangle. Play on. No. Whoa.
Such an eager defender when he loses the ball, this man. Once he does lose possession, look at him turn it on. Fight for it, scrapping for it. I don't see too much wrong with it either.
See the buildings of Santander as the sun has set.
And there he goes again.
Ronaldinho. The step over. Tries to keep it alive. Colsa may be getting away with a handball. Munitis on his 3rd try back at his hometown club. Pablo Alfaro on the bench with Ruben on the pitch. Even too far for Ronaldinho. Juli sitting on the Barcelona bench.
as you said, the depth and the quality of this Barcelona team's well advertised for a couple of years now, of course. But Mota, the first time hasn't actually been included in the squad at all. As Frank Rijkaard giving them a rest, along with Saviola and Thuram, Belletti. Nice to be able to rest that sort of quality. And yet, no letdown. Pure lock and load focus by Barcelona.
Zigic again. There, the foul called as Oriol flying in.
Happy bunch. Good Johnson, a great substitute, a replacement rather, for Larson. Very similar. Very happy to be here, Good Johnson.
Pujol on the near side. Silvinho ready to start out of the gates. Look how deep Messi coming. Pujol tripped up. Appears to be a little hurt. Juanjo still loosening up. There's Balboa, another player who came over from Real Madrid's youth side. Looks like Portugal already thinking about some substitutions in the second half. Ronaldinho, Deco. Through a triple team. Deco again. Ronaldinho again. Xavi. Eto'o. Oh, Antonio makes up for his early blunder, and Eto'o can't unlock the door.
Uncharacteristically squandered there by Eto'o. Xavi setting him up very, very nicely. Had 2 or 3 stabs at it as well. In the end, tried to return the favour to Xavi. Fabulous ball over the top by Ronaldinho. There's the majestical ball. Look at that, looking away.
Here they come again.
Ronaldinho should be actually booked for that. That's unsportsmanlike conduct. He shouldn't be that good. That was a lovely pass though, wasn't it?
So tell me why he's playing like this here, and when he was wearing the yellow shirt wasn't, as he does it again. Silvinho towards the spot but cleared away.
Yeah, and I'll explain why there's nuclear energy as well if you want, Phil. I mean, who knows? It's just, it's been one of the big puzzles where he went in the World Cup and what it was all about for him. The massive disappointment for world football when Ronaldinho really didn't show up like everybody thought he would. Did he play badly? I don't think so. But he did not shine like the starburst player that everybody knows him to be. He did not light up the stage. It was a very sad sequence of events.
Zambrotta earning the yellow, bringing down Munitis.
Didn't get a lot of help either, though, did he, from the rest of his Brazilian players? You could say the same about Kaká.
Piccolo. Cleared. Edmilson. Alvarez. And out for a throw.
You can see how this Racing team have lost both of their encounters just by a single goal. They're really working hard for their coach and for their club. Putting down a tenacious fight. Just that lack of quality with the final ball isn't there. That's a one though. Beautiful.
Colsa.
Oh.
And no, it wouldn't have counted anyway. It had to have been one pass earlier than that.
Had to be.
5 minutes left in regulation.
I don't know. Aye, aye.
A chance on the break. Messi deflected, and that one might have just saved the game as Audio came in at the last moment.
Hugely disappointing. Yeah, and for Frank as well. You see him put them away in practice, wearing a blindfold. Usually, Messi squandering a great opportunity that he made himself with his quickness and composure, of course, but wasteful at the end.
Trying to switch it, but falling short. See Munitis slap the ground in frustration. Jorginho could not keep that in play. Messi giving chase. Eto there as well. Ruben high in the air. A bump as Messi impeded.
Ruben there choosing not to use his goalkeeper, and a strange sort of decision there.
Well, if you have Messi running behind you, clear it away. I think he just tried to kick it in the air and hope he'd have some help by the time it came down.
Hey. Oh.
Pujol on the flank. Deco, Jorginho, Pujol.
Comes out of the back of that central position so often. Carlos Puyol, always to good effect, always to release a midfield player of a certain pressure situation. Never lets the team down. It's easy to see his fish-shaking defensive qualities, Carlos Puyol, but he's very, very responsible coming out to help in that midfield area on occasion.
Ball off target. Xavi having a go.
Well, Portugal said they're going to come out and play, and I think they've honestly tried to do that. They've tried to entertain the home fans, but in doing that, they're opening themselves up. It's admirable. Is it the right game plan against Barcelona?
Coming out Valdez.
It's a big, big ask, because Barcelona absolutely have played through this team for the first 45 minutes. They've played through them and around them. Cool, calm, collected at the back. They've seldom ever been threatened, other than those two isolated situations earlier where the goalpost denied them, the speculative shots. But other than that, it's really truly been Barcelona that's been in complete control.
Ineos long. Muniz need a little bit more time.
Crowd still behind them though. You can see the industry, and you admire and appreciate all of the gung-ho effort that's going on out there in the white shirts. It's just not that subtlety about the final play. Still feel they could hit Zigic a lot more directly though, Phil, in the second half. The coach will be asking them to go a lot more directly to the big man and run off of him. Been strangely isolated for such a big presence.
Part of the thing they need to do is hold on to the ball down the flanks, and that's one of Barcelona's strengths. So Racing has found it very difficult. Although Messi gives a chance here for Melo. Through up for Muniz. A little impatient. Oh, and you can see Muniz pointing behind him. He's saying, I'm clearing the area. Get it to the big kid.
Exactly. It's just what we were seeing earlier. Got to be a little bit more, use the big target man a little bit more without being caveman about it. Need to utilize the big man to better effect.
1-0 the score. Barcelona still perfect on the campaign. Racing 45 minutes more, still in search of their first goal. The referee Carlos Velasco checking out to the near side. Mariano Medina, the fourth official. Luis Bravo, Roberto Alonso on the flanks. And to this point, we haven't really had to worry about them much, as Barcelona has given Racing more than enough to worry about. Ball swept in by Muniz. Again, Zigic was waiting, but the ball never got off the ground. A foul. Appealing for a yellow card is Edmilson. Take a look, Sevilla over Betis in the Seville derby.
As much as anything on that first half, Phil, what is so admirable about Barcelona's team is the method that they have went about establishing themselves in earning the right to win this game. They haven't been complacent. They've totally respected their opponents to be a dangerous bunch of boys that they want to beat. But the way they've went about it, it's been pretty football, but it's been so business-like, focused, and saying the real hallmark of a true champion. And they're going to take an almighty knocking off in La Liga this season, and quite possibly in Europe. Quite probably in Europe.
Even Chelsea?
Even Arsenal, who were absolutely wonderful today to watch at Manchester United. Without Henry and Van Persie, but this Barcelona team, again, against a lesser opponent, you know, it's easy to say, well, look who they're playing, but it's again the focus, the rhythm, the method that they've got built into the side. They're like you know, just a locomotive. No matter who they're playing, they're going to chug on. And Rijkaard again has rotated his squad. They've not missed a beat. They've done it in an entertaining fashion. Just wonderful.
Good work here from Racing, but what can they do with it? Melo pushing up a little higher. Ball swept in. Benillos again unable to lift the ball. Julie stretching out the legs. There's Oriol. If they can't get across in the air, they just wasted a transfer fee and bringing in someone that's 6'8".
The whole first half we were alluding to that, weren't we? Look at him at the bottom of the screen here. Big hit man, towering over all of the players, and they haven't even alluded to try to find him. Zigic has been a very lonely figure. Poor service and very little support running off of him.
As Mielsen starts things out. Deco for Messi.
Aye.
Colsa stripped. Xavi. Ronaldinho. Antonio makes another strong save.
Xavi doing well there after Messi had given it away very, very irresponsibly, leading Ronaldinho in a lovely telling pass. Oh, look at this overlap, ignored.
Messi loves that left. Ronaldinho. Well set up, the shot just wide.
Multitude of options, right, left and centre, literally started impressively by young Messi driving across the box, ignored the overlap on the right hand side there. Zambrotta joining in was ignored, but Messi finds the inevitable. Ronaldinho, and a surprisingly poor finish by him. I expected him to chip it with his head turned around like Linda Blair in The Exorcist. She loves to do.
No sign of the split pea soup though. And hopefully there won't be, especially with David Beckham not on the field. 50th minute. Pujol. Over to Marquez. Can't really say he's done a great job shutting down Zigic because hasn't really been tested. He's been there more than the ball has. Pujol. Marquez.
Such a sense of security with this man on the ball, leading that back line. Such a great policeman, fireman. Pujol. So comfortable on the ball. Look at it. Little squirt across to give his player a better angle to deliver it into him. All of the players on that same wavelength. Oh. Inch away.
Celta de Vigo equalizing against Espanyol. Give you a rundown on all of the action and where the table stands at the end, but Barcelona
good play,
looking to get back at the top of the table. Zambrotta.
Nice.
And drawing another foul, Deco. Both teams with 9 unofficially. This could be deflected wide. Charging forward to try and get to the end of it, Ruben. And Messi got there just a step late. As soon as Messi touches it, they collapse.
Zambrotta there, firing that ball into young Messi. Not even with that sublime skill and velvet feet of him could he control that one.
Retreating. Deco all the way back to Valdez. Tested early with 2 shots off the post. And another volley. But keeping it scoreless. Juanjo, one last sip of water. Looks like he's about ready to check in. Eto, will it stay for Messi? Didn't look like he even had a chance at the beginning, and he almost got there in time. There, the earlier play with Ruben jumping in front of Messi's try.
That earlier chance he'll be thinking about that he could have certainly capitalised on, fed in nicely by young Messi. Ronaldinho Gaúcho. Aye, aye.
On the break, but in time, Rafa Marquez.
Marvellous reaction.
He peeled off Zigic and got there in time.
And he was onside as well, but tremendous. You heard the alarm bells going, Rafa Marquez, and in like Flynn. Tremendous response. Great reaction defensively.
Some of the fans here in Santander on the north coast of Spain expressing their displeasure. I think they're whistling at Barcelona for just passing it around, or Santander for not challenging.
And doing a little bit more than just passing it around as well. It's not just that they're killing off the time and that they're just so in control of it. The options are so many. They're very patient, going about their business. They're away from home. They've got a comfortable lead, not looking in any danger whatsoever. And I would imagine that it's more for their team to say, you know, come on guys, we've got to start pressing more urgently and putting these guys under pressure because they've got so much time to pick their passes. Barcelona crowd a little frustrated by the lack of effort by Racing to just pressurise this side and put them under a little bit of duress. Maybe this new blood may help.
Alvarez out, Juanjo in. Alvarez, for the most part, a non-factor. Strong shot, but off target. Edmilson. Oleguer loosening it up. Never a danger.
It's Fernandez this time. Feels the brunt of a late challenge, a late slide. Yeah.
Set plays can turn the tables rather quickly.
Well, he's covered all the other previous set plays just wonderfully well. Seen Valdez drop a clanger or two in the past.
Also, but the whistle blows and a foul on the charge, and it looks like it's Ruben again. They finally got the ball in the air, and Zigic still had to duck his head. I know this is his first game out there, but you'd figure they would have practiced on it a little bit.
Absolutely. There's no question. The absolute epitome of it was that chance there where you see the delivered ball in from a set piece, just way too shallow for a man of his stature to come onto an attack. But even the other balls filling the regular style of play, they haven't been able to find the big fella out with any sort of accuracy or consistency. It will take a lot longer for them to start to get used to him, I guess.
On the turn, Colsa decleated by Deco, but looks more like he might have just landed on his foot and twisted his ankle.
Yeah, his weight is going one way and his knee's going the other. He's okay. So far, it's a big ginger. All sorts of shenanigans going on in a happy camp. Good to see. Big kids, big money.
Vitolo.
Oh, well played. Nice again.
Edge-Mielsen
gets out of a tight situation well before he's fouled.
11th foul against Racing.
Only so much you can do, senor.
Messi again on the run. Seems as though they're in a little bit of a rut in getting him involved. Obviously, first half played well, but since then it seems to just long balls and let him run. Barcelona in a little bit of a danger of letting Racing sneak back into this game. You think there's a danger, perhaps, of, I know, Oleguer getting set to check in. Not so much specifically Racing. Ball chipped, but the run never developed. But against admittedly lesser lights in La Liga, of Barcelona coming in a little cocky.
Absolutely not. Quantifiably not. Unequivocally not.
That would be a no.
This is what I've been saying right from the get-go. The way the method in that industry, the personality of the team, personality of the captain. I don't think that will be allowed to happen, Phil, and there's no sense of it creeping into this team.
Back post chested.
Oh, beautifully.
Silvinho had to have full faith in Valdez.
Well, full faith in his chest. Beautiful chest back pass there. Aye, aye. Aye,
Yellow
aye.
card. Vitolo.
Ooh, Eto was very close to jumping off the cliff, and the referee's going to have a word with him as well. There's an overreaction by Samuel, but it was a nasty kick at the guy. Got to control himself, though. We've seen it before with Samuel Eto. This pot can boil over very, very quickly, but this was a nasty one. Can understand the lad reacting volatile, with volatility in him. We cannot do it, and we would have got the opponent into the book anyhow.
Pujol checking out.
Getting a nice rest. Early bath for the captain. Yeah, you see, that's nasty. Very clumsy, awkward. No punch thrown or anything, but the reaction wasn't what the ref wants to see. What a ball.
Messi, what will he do? And again, They're going to have to pull him here. Zaragoza over Mallorca.
Oh.
Some touch calls here of late.
Shoulder to shoulder, referee's decision. He's having a good laugh.
Ball in front, hits the netting, but on the wrong side. And again, the charge from the back post.
It was on. He went for route one instead. Racing Santander driving in here. The cross is on. He's got good bodies, good size. Doc Crane's inside the box.
I saw Gerd Muller make a goal like that once before. He's no Gerd Muller. Now, sooner or later, you can point your fingers at the players all you want, but if you see it over and over and over again, as Zigic brings it down but can't keep it in, it comes down to the coach. And Portugal has not done a good enough job impressing the importance upon his team of getting this ball in the air.
No question. Should be well integrated into his side when there's such an obvious target up front. The rest of the players, they've got to be, you would hear it throughout the game, and I think you're right, Phil, about young Lionel coming out now. Was struggling in the second half a bit. Certainly didn't look tired. It wasn't a tired performance, just a ragged performance, maybe a little bit out of tune right now. And Frank Rijkaard had indicated that earlier on the week. He just wants to nurse Messi along because he feels, Frank Rijkaard, that he's just a little dull compared to how he has been in the past.
Here they come, Zigic. Deflected away. He finally got past Marquez, who still helps make the stop.
But the follow through from Big Zigic catches Rafa Marquez there. He bounces straight back, dusts himself down and marks Big Zigic again. He's mine.
Off the corner. Valdez. And all the way back to Tonio.
A team that's been in such control for this long in a game, Barcelona now is starting to throw a question up. They've all of this possession and dominance and beautiful rhythmic play. Should that scoreline be at least one more? And I'd have to say you're absolutely right there. Should have built on this lead with a little bit more cruel intent, because they have had their chances, haven't quite been ruthless enough if you're going to hold up a criticism of Barcelona. And as you said, Phil, this Racing team at 1-0 down certainly are hanging around.
Nice ball to the outside. Juanjo back into the middle. Munitis. Vitola. This is good. Back to the middle.
That's better.
Zigic should have run. This time, he's the one that deserves the bullseye. Bosa kept running. The ball was there.
Well played.
There's Nielsen over to Silvinho. Midway point of half number 2. Eto on a different page. This is not the Barcelona machine we saw signs of in the first half.
Sure.
And you kind of wonder whether they'd be even more sporadic if they had played this game on Saturday, just a couple of days after their Champions League encounter. Racing trails by 1, but they're still in striking distance.
And yet, Phil, every time they do get in any threatening position, Barcelona's defence has just been locking all the windows, bolting all the doors. Well played, gotta be. Still focused in on what's going on in the field. No shenanigans with him. Great captain. No lightheartedness. All attention to business. Puyol. Well, we're looking at that star-studded bench of Barcelona, Phil. We were talking at half-time about the games ahead of this great Barcelona team. Big challenges in the European Champions League against Werder Bremen and Chelsea on the 27th of September and the 18th of October, and then on the 22nd of October, Real Madrid, and then 31st they come back and play Chelsea.
Ronaldinho slapped wide by Tonio and into the stands. He might have made a blunder on the goal by Eto'o, but he has made 3 goal-saving stops since.
Ronaldinho Gaucho hits this beautifully, asks a massive question of Tonio, springs beautifully to it, rescues his team from going 2-0 down for how long?
Cleared away. They'll try it again. Oriol knocking Marquez's flick on out.
It was really vintage Ronaldinho, wasn't it? Been a while since we've seen him hit one as sweetly and as deadly as that. Goalkeeper comes up trumps.
Headed down, cleared away.
Aye,
Zigic, rebound shot deflected. Xavi, no, shot wide, but offside the call. Silvinho trying to work some magic. Here's the initial try, slapped.
That is a hell of a save. Absolutely hell of a save. Gets off both of his feet, lifts his full weight, virtually vertical with his head. Fabulous.
Well, coaches don't expect players to be perfect. It would be nice. But what they look for is after making a mistake, how do you respond? Antonio has responded magnificently. If he had just buried his head in the sand, Racing could be trailing 4-0 right now, as opposed to still just 1 goal down.
Sure, he really picked himself up, responded well to that first goal blunder. Coach sensing a little bit of a change in the tide here, trying to take advantage, bringing in fresh blood.
Alonso, as Zigic exits his Racing debut, lasting some 72 minutes. Alonso speedier, better at the feet, but Zigic, for the most part, relatively unwrapped by Racing here today. Good ball.
That's magic. That's brilliant.
Eto'o bumped from behind, play on. The fans whistling, they wanted a card for a dive. The referee just saying it's just part of the game. Another chance, Julie. Shot, save, Tonio again. All of a sudden, you just sense them putting their foot on the gas pedal of the Ferrari. Silvinho, Eto'o.
Gotta be.
Deco, over the bar, near post.
Yep. Say you praise all you want, it isn't coming back. Poor Deco. Searching ball into the box. Beautiful lead pass by Julie. Edo's got to finish that one. because of the foul. He seemed to reach in and certainly take it to a standing foot.
Julie coming back on defense. Deco out the line and over. Kind of wonder if there's enough room in those benches for Zigic to sit down. Might have to tilt his neck for the next 20 minutes.
Sit on top of the dugout.
Valencia with another goal.
Clattering challenge, getting booked again. Nope. This is a very heavy hit through the player, this.
So that little logo on the side of Barcelona's jersey, there's the other. And then on the chest, you can see what was making so much noise this week. Obviously, the Liga patch is one thing. On the right sleeve, TV3, which is a Catalan station from Barcelona. But on the chest, Barcelona had been probably, at least to my recollection, the last big super club not to have a shirt sponsor. So this past week, they finally decided it was about time. They go out after turning down millions and millions of dollars every season. They sign a deal with UNICEF that will bring them absolutely nothing. In fact, they will be paying UNICEF for the right to put that logo on there. And obviously Barcelona currying some favor for a very good deed. Kind of wonder whether it will catch on in the boardrooms. The modern boardroom, I kind of doubt it.
I doubt that very much. It's just only a club like Barcelona could or would do something that magnanimous, and it may pay dividends for them in the long run.
Big guy upstairs has to like it. 15 minutes to go. Nielsen.
As you were saying earlier, Phil, it doesn't look, it looks as if Barcelona, whenever they want to go up a gear, whenever the real urgency is required upon, whether defensively or offensively, they can just literally turn it on and move up a gear. It hasn't seemed to me that they've been desperately searching for another goal. There's no desperation about them. They've just developed their play systematically, probably, hopefully, in the belief that a goal will come eventually when you're so domineering and so in control. And you say Racing Santander, have they been out of this game altogether? No, not really. But the chances Barcelona have squandered hasn't really helped the cause of putting this team away. This is one of them, but there were so many others that we've seen that the scoreline is pretty amazing. And yet, football being football, if Racing Santander does creep back into this game, Barcelona will be really rubbing their
So Carlos Velasco
chances. Having a quiet word, that's good. Saying you're getting a bit too hot in the head to Eto'o. Just cool your jets. Nice bit of refereeing that.
hard challenge.
Is
Zambrota
this
struggling to get back.
Look out.
Munitis to the middle. Valdez bobbles but grabs.
Frank Rijkaard standing on the touchline with, I think it's Gudjonsson. Frank himself realizing, you know what, I'm getting a little tetchy myself here. We could use the second one, boys, to put this out of touch.
Well, this is the guy who's supposed to be instant offense. That's what they brought him in for. Julie.
This boy's not too bad, and you're talking about instant offense either. Julie provided a great opportunity there before, Phil, that Eto'o should have scored. Julie been involved since he came in, no question of that. You've got to admire the way they do come in off the bench, and really there's no strolling around, is there, for the Barcelona subs? They come in and really take it a bit between the teeth. Look out.
And the shot just over the bar. Gudjonsson for Eto'o. Part of this, I think, is just to make sure Eto'o doesn't get that second yellow.
Sure.
And there's a touch of Melo's magic. They needed more from him. Eto'o with a passing fond farewell.
Such a fiery little player, Eto'o. Fiery personality as well. It doesn't always endear him to the away fans. He don't care. He's got 100,000 back at Barcelona that absolutely adore him. And his teammates do as well. He's saying his thank yous to the lads.
Good chance here. Aganso, but the flag had come up.
Well, there's that replacement speed that Aganso brings in instead of Zigic. It was close. A nice lead pass for him.
Ten minutes to go. 1-0 the score. Oleguer has not really been tested that much.
Great security though. A lovely security blanket to bring in place of Puyol. A good run out for him. Keeping the cobwebs away, Frank Rijkaard. He's going to need all of those players for that stretch. It's ahead, got a long season ahead of them, but man, what a squad.
Marquez down in a heap.
Doesn't look like he's broke sweat. Been immaculate, hasn't he, Phil?
Absolutely. One-sided whistles, or do you think that that's a true reflection of the game? 28-12 in fouls.
Well, you know, Racing have rotated the cards, have tried to disrupt this team.
Juanjo this time.
But there's just been no holding them.
Oh, actually, there.
Other than that. You let me finish my line, Phil. He's done okay since he got in as well. Oh, nice. And again.
Lifted. Aganso. Over Valdez. And there's Marquez.
I was saying, has he been immaculate or what?
Never panicking either. Is he the best player ever out of Mexico? Would you put him up there with Hugo Sanchez?
Oh, gotta be. Completely different, of course, but yeah. Absolutely cool player. Dominant, skillful.
And similar to Sanchez, able to make a mark at a giant club.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Julie.
magic again, Julie.
Ronaldinho.
Beautiful player.
So now you know why some say it should be Julie.
Ah, look at this.
Julie. Julie. Julie! Ludovic Julie has just doubled the margin. A touch of class from Ronaldinho, but the genius from the Frenchman. And I was about to say, now you know why some people say that they're pushing Messi too much, that it should still be Julie in the starting line.
Tremendous options for Rijkaard when he's got two genius players. Julie's feet are like velvet cushions and have been throughout this game since he's got in. I was crying before about how he set up Eto'o earlier. And this is an absolutely scintillating bit of football. Great Fred Astaire moves here. Put this to music. Cha-cha-cha. Fabulous, Julie. And he finishes it off. He loves it. Wriggles his way through. It's a little fortunate to get it through, but great bravery, great skill. Wonderful technique. He's been involved, like I said, he's been so unselfish as well, but this time he says, I think I'll take this one on myself. Beautiful footballer.
Taking a look at the bench.
You know, go on about that goal, Phil. I go back to chances that Julie created earlier on for his teammates that were as good as that last bit of football that virtuoso man, Ludovic Julie, produced. But he became the taker of an opportunity rather than the supplier that time.
Chance to get back in, Munitis.
Poor. Good player as well, Munitis, but it was a poor ball.
Where was that ball when Zigic was on the field?
I tell you.
Again, the cross.
He's got to come here. Valdez, he goes back.
Aganso to the back post.
Valdez came and then changed his mind. In the end, probably a right decision, but not a confidence builder for his defenders. You see a goalkeeper coming like that and checking, it's like, uh-oh.
Just 4 minutes left in regulation. Well, I guess the lining in this dark cloud is Racing won't lose a third straight game 1-0. Still looking for their first goal. Ronaldinho. Good chance here. Zambrotta from Julie to the middle for Gudjonsson and cleared.
Good touch. Controls it dead.
Zambrotta again. Cleared away by Oriol. Levante with Racing Santander's erstwhile coach Juan Ramon Lopez Caro in charge with the 1-0 lead. Can you imagine that? Take a job, 2 weeks later say, I changed my mind.
It's unusual, that one, wasn't it? Walking out on this side after that length of time. And what was wrong? This is...
Vitolo stepping up a little higher in the midfield. Ball from Tomas. Juanjo. And off the deflection, they'll take the corner. Ruben kept waiting for him to go to the back post. He never did. Bolsa. Over everyone. They've had 4 or 5 crosses like that in the last 15 minutes since Zigic sat down.
Right.
The entire 75 minutes before that, nothing. Oh, this would explain it. Great camera work, great tape work. You could see Ruben trying to stretch. He was cramping up and could not move. And Julie went right at him without mercy. Final minute of regulation. Melo. Vitolo.
Aye.
Stripped away.
Oh, he's on.
Julie again.
And he feigns him.
It's Gudjonsson.
Gotta be.
Gudjonsson. Past Tonio, taken down. It's a penalty, and I think this is going to be a red. Tonio, stellar, but for one blunder, makes another. Pinillo saying Gudjonsson dove.
That's a shame. That man has been victimized that way. This deep into a game as well.
They've already used all 3 substitutes, which is why the Brazilian Melo's going to step in between the pipes.
Good look at it, streaking in. Nice touch past the goalkeeper. Unquestionable foul this. Tonio reaching in with his feet first and catches Gudjonsson. Frank's happy to see that sort of streaking run that he used to sometimes see out of Larsson. But Gudjonsson, streakier type of player, quicker, and even more lithe than what Larsson was. As I said earlier, it was a great replacement. I thought it was very much like for like in a lot of ways, not identical, but he's a great replacement from the super popular Henrik Larsson. Big boots to fill. He's just started to repay it. Now just save this penalty. He's only got to face up to Ronaldinho.
And while this might look like it's rather happenstance, teams do prepare themselves for a situation like this. Melo is their emergency keeper, but as you said, against arguably the best player on the planet. Felipe Melo del Carvalho. Heels on the line. One Brazilian against another. Ronaldinho Gaúcho waiting the whistle. Barcelona looking to add to their lead. And they do. Barcelona 3-0 over Racing. The magic continues. Strong performances over Osasuna, Levski Sofia, and now Racing.
Tell you what, I know it's academic, but if Melo guesses the right way, he had a good chance of saving this. Look how fast Melo gets across the line that way, but unfortunately it's the wrong way. No mistake.
Fish in a barrel. Deserved scoreline?
I absolutely think it's an...
I think Racing deserved a goal, though.
Yeah, totally deserving scoreline and a real reflection of the true balance of this game and the dominance of Barcelona. The last 2 goals have come under less than perfect Barcelona-type football. They missed better chances earlier with classic football, classic attacking football, but they'll take them any which way. And you saw the reaction of Frank Rijkaard coming in off the bench.
Is that it? 48th minute. Carlos Velasco has ended it 3-0 the final score. 2 goals coming late with Julie the instigator on both. Take a look at the highlights. Early on, it looked as though Santander had a chance, but a couple of shots hit the post. Barcelona would not make the same mistake.
Messy, lovely flick off to Samuel Eto'o. He blazes this one, hammers it. Tonio gets down to it, he sees it coming, can't do anything about it. They had chances galore. Ronaldinho gets it back to Ludovic Julie. Tip-toe through the tulips. Julie buries it, puts his defender through the mincer here. Triggers it into goal. No more than what he deserved. Julie was tremendous when he came in, supplying players. Good Johnson was vibrant as well, streaking in and there, getting taken.